Hey guys, Marcus Buff Bagwell here, and man, have I got a pleasure today of interviewing Scotty Riggs. I mean, did he shoot me a bird? He did. Wow.
No, man, I did do that.
See, I thought he did that. Just like that, what there, it was our whole friendship, whole career together, our lives together through the career. It was crazy good and had a lot of fun. But I do want to know some things that a lot of fans want to know. What got you started in pro wrestling?
To take it one step further, I told you this before. Me and my dad, when I was 8 years old, about 1975, started watching Three Stooges, pro wrestling, and football together. It was our weekend thing.
Right.
So I kind of grew up on Georgia Championship Wrestling, Mid-Atlantic, and just was a fan of it pretty much from childhood. Again, a father-son thing to do, to hang out and enjoy time together. And basically went to West Georgia to play football. Get a college degree also, that so you got to do when you go to school there. Mm-hmm. And when I finished playing ball, a lot of guys knew I was a wrestling fan. I had Road Warrior posters up in my dorm room.
So you liked wrestling from a kid.
So as a kid, was a fan of it.
So a fan no matter
And then
what.
Basically, some of the guys on the team were like, dude, there's this real redneck organization running some matches down there. You want to go check it out? Sure, let's go check it out. So we go check it out. And an ice storm was basically hitting Carrollton, Georgia the next day or the next, so they canceled the show, but there's still some of the guys at the building. So I walk in, and this shorter guy wearing a mask, he takes his mask off, and he looks at me and goes, do you ever think about being a pro wrestler? I looked at him and went, yeah, I'm just getting ready to graduate college in the next few months and finish playing football. And it turned out to be Ted Allen, Nightmare Ted Allen. He trained Arn Anderson, Big Boss Man, Randy Anderson, who you know from WCW the referee,
Pee-wee.
Ranger Ross, all these guys.
Ted Allen.
That he had a hand in training these guys. And so next you know, he started training me for the next 5, 6, 7 weeks at that location. Started taking me help set up the ring, started working matches with me. He trained me in the ring, kind of like we did old school style.
Yes.
And that's basically how I got in, was Ted Allen, see me at a show, saw a good looking kid, and let's see if he wants to wrestle, and I did.
What year was that?
1992.
So 1992, this happens. You break in, so you're starting.
Actually, let me tell you about that. Was in 91, around November, December that year. My first match was February 6th of 92.
First match ever.
First match
Who
ever.
was that?
Lee Thomas.
Lee Thomas.
Lee Thomas.
Wow.
We wrestled each other 3 weeks in a row, if I remember right, and the only thing that changed in their mats, in the entire match, were our tights and our boots.
Oh, even the finish didn't change.
Nothing changed. We did the same, and the fans.
But Lee was great.
Lee was great.
He was good too. But
But everything was so simple, so basic. It was just go out there and have fun and do it.
So when did you? So you came in behind me at North Georgia Championship Wrestling, correct?
Yeah, that was the next step. Actually,
almost
after
like
a few
right,
months of just working independence and stuff, then North Georgia happened.
So how did they come to you, or just happen? What happened?
I think that was through Ted also.
Okay.
It was one of those
Joe
things
Minnesota
where
and all that.
it was one of those things where another promoter, Greg Price, Ben Masters,
Ben.
down in Cordele. Ted took me to his shows down in Cordele, Georgia, South Georgia. I think Ben was the one who was working some of the guys from Sammy Kent with the guys who kind of told Sammy Kent about me, and the next thing I know, I kind of got brought up there to do this, to do that, and everything just kind of started happening. We're just, like anything else we do in wrestling, once you kind of get out there, somebody will speak about you to somebody else, The next thing you know, you get a phone call, or you get the ride with me over here, and let me meet you guys.
You got to get out there.
Always bring your boots with you, and next thing you put into a match, and they book you.
So at North Georgia, again, you're getting better. It's coming along a little better.
I think you had just left North Georgia. I think it was Georgia All Stars when you did, or was it North Georgia?
It was. We called them both, but it was North Georgia Championship Wrestling. North Georgia.
And you had gone to Global,
right?
Because I remember hearing
Disco.
about me and Disco, the Gangsters, New Jack and Mustafa,
Right.
Those guys with Steve Lawler, Festus, all those
Festus,
guys were there.
wow.
But those are names.
So what got you to the USWA?
That was actually, I started doing some stuff with WCW at the time when you were with Patriot and Too Cold.
Okay.
And working a Thanksgiving show for Ben Masters. Jerry Lawler was on it. Jake the Snake rode down with me from Atlanta down, I think it was Cordele.
Like mid-Georgia,
mid-south. Yeah, down there. And we did a Thanksgiving show, and Jake had told Jerry to watch my match.
Okay.
It was against Gorgeous George,
love
of
it.
all people.
Love
Yes. And Jerry watched the match, comes up to me afterwards and says, "Hey, kid, you want to come wrestle USWA?" I said, "Sure." He goes, "Well, I can guarantee you $40 a day, but you'll get experience and exposure you won't get anywhere else. We'll wrestle 6 nights a week, or 6 days a week, twice on Saturday." I said, "Sure." He goes, "Well, okay, well, Randy Hale will call you with your start date first of the year." It was actually January 1st is when my phone rang. I was at Glaciers. I was actually staying with him at the time. The phone rings, and it's Randy Hale. How your booking date, start date is 2 weeks from now. It was like January 14th.
Wow.
So you're going to show up Channel 5 in Memphis.
So USWA's happening. Now you're with Jerry Lawler again. You're getting better. You do a little thing for the WWF with Lex.
Yeah.
Tell about that.
Lawler, again, we made $40 a day.
Right.
And a little bit extra, that was $20 for a hotel room, $10 for gas. Gas was pretty cheap back then. And $10 for breakfast or dinner,
right.
Or lunch or dinner, something like that, for food basically. And so Lawler knew we weren't making much money, so he would take us up to do some TVs. You get $200 a day to do TV for WWF. And they needed somebody. Lex had the flag waving gimmick, where they needed somebody to take a bump from Mr. Fuji for a match of Yokozuna for the King of the Ring thing.
Right.
And so I can remember Mike Rotundo was the agent at the time, and he said, "You're from Atlanta, right?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "We're going to have you won't work any matches tonight because we're going to put you with Lex as his flag bearer so you can bump for Mr. Fuji. So let me put you out here with this match." And these guys, I'm sitting there like this. This kid, I'm 2.5 years really in the business, in the beginning of summer of '95, so about 3 years in the business basically. I'm around Yokozuna, Lex Luger, WWF, and all this Mr. Fuji and all these guys. I'm just going, "Oh, this is pretty freaking cool."
Yes.
And they told me the whole thing. I take the bump for Fuji, take a chop for him. To me, it's kind of cool. And the next thing you know, Rotundo goes, "I got an idea in my head, maybe put you and Lex together. You be Lex's protege, the American thing. You're both from Atlanta, da da da." All this little kind of story stuff kind of is pitched. But of course, none of that ever happens.
Right.
Which is part of the wrestling thing.
Right.
And it was about maybe right close to that time they brought Kemper Rogers, for some reason, thought about putting me and you together.
Do you know why?
To put me and you together? I
Did
do
you
not
know
know
Kemper?
him. The only way I knew him was he was part of the production team, but didn't know him personally.
So Kemper Rogers worked for World Championship Wrestling. Kemper Rogers finds Scotty Riggs, Scott Antal, to come do this video in Atlanta, Georgia with Marcus Alexander Bagwell for a group called AHA, and we filmed it in Atlanta, Georgia.
And this chick named Heather?
The chick named Heather. And
excuse me, a girl
lady named Heather.
Yeah.
And out of that, we had no idea, but that was going to be one of the coolest things that Scotty Riggs and Marcus Bagwell ever did in our entire lives. This video is incredibly well done, way ahead of its time. The black and white kind of thing. It was a really well done video. While Kemper Rogers is editing this video,
Jimmy Hart walks in and goes, "Who's that guy with Bagwell?" He goes, "Oh, that's Scotty Riggs. He's wrestling in Memphis." He goes, "Oh shit, no way. Okay. God, they look great together." And goes, Jimmy Hart, the fabulous ones from Memphis area, Fantastics, Rocco Express, all these 80 tag teams are starting to go through his mind. And the one cool thing about that video, you'd say, was it also aired, this is a little bit before the time, but MTV Buzz Clips.
Yeah.
That video actually showed on TV when MTV was just music videos.
Yes.
And the Buzz Clips was like the after hours of where they show these like new type videos and stuff that are being produced by people. So that got put out there. So that was something that we didn't even know that we were on MTV air at the time. Both of us are two yahoos who did this video. And it's just a good thing to have in our in our resume.
In our resume, exactly.
So,
and then out of that, they create, because of Jimmy Hart, we create the American Males.
The real goofy part about that is every Tuesday we were in Louisville, Kentucky, Tuesday night. So Wednesday mornings we wake up to go to Evansville, Indiana for the USWA show. And we always stayed at the Days Inn in Louisville and been there forever. So Jimmy Hart knew where to call, where the boys were staying, so he knew I was staying there. So all of a sudden the phone rings in my room. I'm thinking this is Brian Christopher, Doug Gilbert, somebody calling, "Hey, we're getting ready to go. Let's get together, meet us downstairs." I pick up the phone, it's Janie Engel.
Wow.
I'm going,
That was like Eric Bischoff, Janie Engel.
She was like the head secretary. She basically ran the company, and Eric got the credit for it.
Yes.
But she goes, Scotty, this is Janie Engel. I'm going. She goes, we're World Championship Wrestling. Yes, ma'am, I know who you are. She goes, we're thinking about putting you and Mark Bagwell together as a tag team. Would you be interested in that? I said, yes, ma'am, I would. She goes, well, fine. We're going to call you next week, and we'll have some more ideas for you. Boom. This went on for about maybe 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And the final thing was she calls me up and says, hey, we've cemented a few things down, but I'm going to put you on the phone with Kevin Sullivan. I'm going, oh, my God. It's Kevin Sullivan. I knew who Kevin was. Just from wrestling, you go, put him on the phone with Kevin Sullivan.
Right.
You know, that's pretty, in my mind,
big
again,
phone call.
Big phone call. And Kevin goes, kid. Then, you know, this Boston accent, you know, put you and Bagwell together. I'm going to have you down here, give you a 9-day trial, all this, all that. So cool. I said, well, Kevin, the only question, this might be out of my idea to ask, but you know, I'm coming from Memphis, no money. What can you do for me, at least money-wise, for me to be up there for 90 days? And I didn't know what would happen if it didn't work out in WCW. What was I going to do?
Right.
Could I go back to Memphis? I
Didn't know.
I had no clue.
Right.
So I had to ask for something. And Kevin said, give me 1 second. Put me on hold. So I'm come back. Jenny goes, hey, Scotty, we're going to give you $600 a week to come up here and be Mark Bagwell's partner for 90 days as a trial. The next thing I know, we do a match we started in Orlando to TV tapings. We do first match with Bobby Eaton and Steve Regal.
Yeah.
They make us look like we've been tagging together for a decade or more. And I think after that match, even Mark grabs us and says, guys, you're done for the rest of the week. And they shot a video of us on horses and took pictures and did all that on the Disney studio lot. And that's what we did for the next couple of days, and they used none of that.
None of it. But it was really cool doing it.
But the thing was, who did they put us with after that to do our original American Males video? Do you remember? Kemper Rogers.
Oh, Kemper again, right?
Yeah.
So the same. Yeah, I remember.
Jimmy Hart saw this video of us together, and they grabbed Kemper and said, "Hey, we want you to boost this video of these guys."
Right.
Same black and white film. The whole thing was all black and white. This is Kemper's mindset. This the way he shot us on top of roofs in Atlanta with the circular track going around us, doing stuff, just poses.
Wow.
All this stuff was.
I get those kind of mixed up. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It was all in black and white.
Yeah.
Before the NWO, before the NWO black and white stuff.
Absolutely.
But it was the first thing done that way, and I still remember. She missed this first time when we were sitting there getting ready for our match with the Blue Bloods. Jimmy comes in and says, "Hey, here's your music, guys," and it starts off that and we're going like this. And I also went, "American Males," and we both went.
And we were like, oh my God, Jimmy, that's great.
And Jimmy's going, it's got that Devo kick, baby, and all this stuff. And we're just going, yeah, okay, cool. And we're just going,
what are we going to do?
And then we went, when you see them coming, better run for cover. That whole little deep voicing, we kind of went, that's a little bit of saving grace, but that's a little better. And so we kind of went, man, it's just cheesy. I'll get out, let's just make it cheesy.
Yeah.
And if you ever watch us, if you remember, we do our thing, we were like, it ain't easy being cheesy. And that was our thing before we
came up with the clap and
Yeah.
all that. It really worked. It was instant. And when Scotty just said it a minute ago, it reminds me, we never went to the school and practiced what we were doing. The night I hit the Blockbuster on Sold Out, me and Scotty went over in the hotel room. We had just practiced what it would kind of be like on, looking at the beds and feeling how the mattress would land in the ring. And we get to the building that day, and Scotty goes, "You want to run through it?" I go, "Let's wait. I got it." So the first Blockbuster ever was me and Scotty Riggs in the ring, Sold Out, live TV, live pay-per-view, and I hit the Blockbuster, and it was perfect.
One take, boom.
One take. Me and Scotty, we had something different. We really clicked. And we clicked inside and out of the ring. We were great friends and a lot of great stuff, a lot of great memories. The American Males, I get asked a lot who my favorite tag team was. I'm a 5-time World Tag Team Champion with 3 different partners. And it's really hard to pick a favorite partner because you've got
6-time. 6-time. Shane Douglas too.
No, it's 5 with it's 5. I put 6 on my belt one time.
Okay.
But it is 5.
I thought Shane was 6 'cause
Scorpio, Dale twice.
Okay.
You, Shane.
Shane, okay.
Yeah. I thought me and Luger were. But
That was the next. That mind popped in my head because
I thought either me or Norton or me and Luger, but it's
the most incredible thing was we had instant. I don't know how it was with anybody else that you tagged.
Wasn't that? It was never.
We
that.
had instant chemistry in the ring that we could look at each other and almost knew.
It was
we didn't
incredible.
even say it. We just both looked double elbow on the guy or double hip toss.
It really was
something,
spectacular.
Boom.
It was.
And we would just look at each other and know it's time for a tag, or I'd look and this is one thing he did to teach me. If I got my hand like this for a tag, don't tag me for a hot tag. When I'm ready for it, I'll give you that. That way I tag him.
You don't get caught up in the.
Yeah, I don't get caught up in the whose hand.
Who you're tagging.
When you see this from me, hot tag and ready for it, the comeback is coming.
Makes a
And I can
transition
dive,
good.
Boom. And we're both on the same page. That's the one thing he sprung me up on in tag team wrestling because he was a genius at it. But we just had instant chemistry and working out together.
And we just knew, and we respected each other also because, like, Scotty would let me do my part of the match, but it was never an argument or I should do this or you should. It was just really a special friendship inside and outside of the ring because it's not easy, man, hanging with guys all the time, and there's going to be different attitudes, and what about this, what about that, but it just really worked with me and Scotty. It was definitely the best tag team I had. It was the next step of what I was looking for, which was the Buff Bagwell run, and it was great, and Scotty was right there for that fantastically, and the big part, man, was coming down that aisle that night. I think we're in Salisbury, Maryland.
What do you? My mindset was Lakeland, Florida.
I'm not.
We're both so.
Yeah, and I'm not sure.
All I know is you were supposed to work with Steve Regal and put him over. Me and you would do another one of our cluster boom booms, and they were trying to turn one of us against each other.
Right.
Just didn't know which one it was yet. Kevin's son was trying to make it work, and that's when Kevin asked to come in and said, "Hey, it's your turn, Mark." I remember we were considering my turn. He goes, "You're going to do it?" And I want to. Mark was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
I went, "Go for it, dude." Because I've seen him in tag teams for so long. We were tag team together for a year and a half. And I sat back and said, "Man, if he doesn't get a run singles sometime, he's going to be stuck tag team forever." And now he actually got the chance to become buff and do something singles.
Right.
And I don't remember if you remember this, but I actually went to Terry Taylor during that time. And again, Regal was a TV champ. And after you turned on me, I went to Terry Taylor and said, "Dude, is there any way, we're working each other in a pay-per-view. Is there any way that maybe I could sneak over and win on Regal and win the TV title from him? And then we go into sold out. I put the TV title on the line, gets you in the pay-per-view, and it gives you a run, drops the strap on you. And it gives me credibility as a champ to go against you.
Sure.
And because that will move into the match, because otherwise people know Mark is becoming buff, is going to win.
Right.
We put the TV title in there. You could put some doubt in the
fans' mind. He's got the belt.
And Terry Taylor goes, "No, you're fine the way it is."
Thanks, Terry. Well, Terry loves you.
Yeah. And I just went, "Dude, there's an idea that you can pitch," and I don't think Regal didn't need the title. The title needed Regal, basically, but it was something that would have got you at your first individual title.
Right.
My mind was thinking the bigger picture, not just for me or anybody else, but some way to make everything better. And Terry Taylor just went, "Nah, we're fine."
So, unbelievable run, though, as the American Male. Something we'll always remember. Unbelievable, great song. Just a great time of our lives.
30 years later, that tune is still over.
But we go to nightclubs as the American Male. We both were single. We were running wild. It was really a special time in our lives, man. It really was a lot of fun.
It was a crazy time.
It was really
glad we survived it.
Yes, a lot of fun.
That was the biggest thing, that we came with maybe a few bruises or a few scars, but rather smarter and wiser.
Oh yeah,
now.
absolutely,
Definitely.
So what is in it in 2024 for Scotty Riggs? What's happening?
Scotty Riggs is still a work in progress, probably will be forever, but coming through the transition stage that you're a part of, with my mouth getting in shape, my body getting in shape, my mind getting in shape, I'm still growing. It's hard to believe it's been just a little over a year and a half, 18 months or so, since all that happened, and it seems like it's been longer.
It does.
But I'm still growing. I still gotta keep growing myself and just take everything step by step. I don't have even though DDP always tells us, find a purpose and pursue that purpose, I'm like still hunting what my purpose is and just taking each day as a chance to keep growing.
Well,
that's my biggest thing I'm trying to do right now. Whether it's doing signings with you, AEW stuff, WWE stuff, independent stuff, booking, whatever it can be, in either one of our features as it goes along here, every little thing just got to be a chance to keep growing.
How can people reach Scotty Riggs?
Reach me on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it nowadays, Real Scotty Riggs, Real period Scotty Riggs on Instagram, and that's pretty much about the best way to contact me.
Get you.
I give my phone number, but it'd be for the only chicks if you want to call. All you dudes who get it, I won't
Keep
do
it.
that.
Well, brother, it means a lot to me saying I'm a friend of Scotty Riggs. I was so happy for us to be part of each other during me getting sober and you getting your life back together.
Yes.
It's been told before, but you were in a really dark spot, and I was at a dark spot too. And we happened to come out of that dark place together. Your transformation has been incredible. I know you've heard that, but I saw it firsthand, and you saw mine firsthand. So it was a lot of fun doing that. I love you, and I've always loved you, and just want to thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, bud. I got you.
Love you, buddy. Thanks, guys.